two things we are going to learn today about Excel intersection function. First is how to highlight an intersection point, and the second thing is how to fetch the value from that particular intersection point. To highlight a intersection point, we can use conditional formatting, kind of advanced conditional formatting. For example, in this table, if you want to highlight the intersection point of Andrew's cells in West region, the answer will be 489. So as soon as I change this region, this also changes and the intersection point also changes. And this we can do using conditional formatting. Now second thing is how to fetch the value out of it. For that, we'll start with equals. Select the row or the column in any order. So first I'll select the row, the complete row in the table. You can extend this maybe like this one, because anyway we want the intersection, so let it be. And the second thing we need to do is press space and then the column, and that's all. Press enter and you will find the intersection point. And this is the space operator that we have used, which is rarely used in any of the applications. We will see some of them in couple of files. Now let's start with the first topic, that is conditional formatting and how to use conditional formatting to highlight the rows and columns and the intersection. Secondly, we will learn how to make this dynamic, so that as soon as you change the region or the employees, this should also change. And in between covering these two topics, we will also learn few more functions and learn more about defining names to a particular cell or column or rows. Now, before going ahead and starting with the conditional formatting, let's understand the basis of conditional formatting and how it works in the background. And this is very important that we need to keep in mind before using the row wise and column wise formatting. Now, for example, there is this array east, west, north, south, central, this array, and we want to find out or highlight the one which contain north region. Okay, and we want to format this. So for that, in the background, what it does is it actually checks whether each and every cell or each and every row, whatever it is actually matching with the condition, and if it is true, then only it will get highlighted. Now let's start using conditional formatting. We'll start by highlighting the row first, then the column, and then the intersection. So there are three different steps that we need to follow. So let's start. The first thing that we need to do is highlight the content that we want to apply the conditional formatting. So this is the complete content. Secondly, we'll go to Home tab, click on this conditional formatting option, new rule, and we'll go to this last option called use a formula to determine, because we are going to create a custom formula here to look for true and false. Remember that. Now the idea here is to look for this first condition, that is south region, in each of this particular header list, match the same, find out if it is true or false. If it is true, highlight the complete column. Let's see it in action first. So first I'll select the first column. I want it to move from B to C to D and so on, but I don't want it to go down. So I'll fix by the row wise. I'll put $sign just beside the number. So I just want to confirm whether this particular cell is equals to the south region, this particular condition. Now apply the format. Let's put a color on it. Okay. Now how it is working is it actually looking for south. Okay, so it is matching this first false, then this false, this is false, and this is true. Now since I have highlighted this much content only,
So the conditional formatting, the formatting will only apply to the area which is being highlighted based on the condition that I have applied. Now let's apply the same conditional formatting in the row wise area. So I'll select the complete content, go to conditional formatting, or just Alt HLN, the shortcut key, go to use formula and then tab. I'll I just want to confirm whether the Morgan, this employee condition, is matching with any of this particular column. Okay, so I'll press equals to. Please check whether this cell, and I just want to freeze the column, the A area. Okay, so I'll press F4 twice, then equals to this one. It will be freeze completely, and if possible, copy this. Okay, we will be using this function again while using the intersection formatting. Okay, so let's format this also. Choose the same color, and so as you change this employee condition or the reason condition, this will also get reflected here as well.
Now for intersection part to get highlighted, we will select the complete content once again and press Alt H L N to open up the new formatting rule dialog box. We'll go to the last part and then tab. Now this will start with AND operator. And why we are using this? Because AND operator is the one which actually checks all the argument that we put inside the AND operator, and if all the arguments are true, then only the condition will be true, or else if any of the argument is false, the whole condition will be false. And as we will now paste both the functions or formatting formulas that we have used earlier for row and column here. So I have copied both of them in the clipboard. First was this, comma, window V. Second was this, bracket close. Let's format this with something darker. Let's say this one, or maybe this one. Okay, okay, and done. So as soon as you change anything here, everything runs perfect. Now let's move on to the intersection value. So how to fetch this value here? For this we will use index function. Now what index function does is it actually goes through the complete array, okay, and with the mentioned row number and column number, it finds out which cell is getting intersected by that particular row or column and fetch that value. So for example, if the row number is, let's say, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7th row and third column, so 7, I put 7 here, and column number is 3, then it will fetch the intersection value of that particular row or column. Now to make this completely dynamic, if somehow we can find out the position of north in this particular array and Jones in this one, that will be our row number and column number. So let's do that by using match function. So match will look for north in which array? Lookup array will be this one. So this match will be looking out for north in this particular array, and it will fetch you the row number or the position of that one. So if you highlight this and press F9, you will see that the position of this particular north cell is 3. It is in the third cell, third position. Control Z. Now again we will be using the same function for this one, the employees. So I'll select this one as a lookup value, comma, array will be this one, close, and is there anything missing? Rows, column, that is all, enter. So as soon as you change this will also get changed. Alternatively, there is one more topic that we are going to use.
to make this dynamic, and that is defining name. Now, for example, let's say there is one cell called H5. So this H5 is the name of this particular cell. Okay, so for example, if I type equals to H5, this will refer to that particular area. Okay, so whatever is there, it will redirect here. You can also assign a name to a particular cell or a column or whatever you want. So let's say we want to change the name of this particular cell. Okay, so I'll write something here, and to change the name of this cell, I'll go to this name box area and I'll type whatever name you want. Let's say demo name. Okay, so whenever you go ahead and click equals to and type demo name, this will get populated here. So you can just click, sorry, so demo tab, and this will refer you to the same cell that we have named. The same thing, the same technique we are going to use again. So
So what we will do is we will assign a name to each and every column and row in this particular table. So for this one, east will be the name, west, north, and south, and so on. And similarly for row also, this one cable and rows and everything. So for this, I'll go to formulas tab and then select this option, create from selection. Now this will open up this dialog box where you can name by its header or the left column or whatever you want. Maybe there is a bottom row or right column. You can name it accordingly. And as soon as I click OK, there is whole list of names of different columns is being. So for example, if I select east, this is the name of east. Similarly, if I select parent, this is the name of parents row. Now if we type name of, let's say, Jardine, okay, space, let's say south, enter, then this will come. Okay, now if we use the same thing here, so for example, south is written here, so if we just redirect this to south space then Jardine and enter, this will show null error. Now to fix this null issue, we will use indirect function. Now what it does is it will change the value for B11 and B12 in such a way that it will reflect the complete reference of that cell. So for this cell, the reference is this one because we have named the name of this particular column south. So I expect it to return the complete column, not the value only. Okay, so for that we can convert it using indirect function. So I'll start by typing indirect, and a reference text will be this one, comma, sorry, space, which is intersection operator, indirect again, and then this second one, and done. So this is one simple way which you can use to find out the intersection point. The last one was index function that we used using match to find out the row and column. So we have learned a lot of things today. So first thing was conditional formatting and how to use that to highlight rows and columns and the intersection using custom formatting option. We also learned how to define name to a cell or a range of cells. And lastly, we used few functions to find out or fetch the value of intersection. First thing was index and match function we used. Second was the space operator or the intersection operator. So that's all for today. Feel free to comment if there is any new topic you want me to cover and if there is any doubt you found in between. Thank you so much.